Good morning. Welcome to the Power 15. If you join the call and you'd like to, please announce yourself and tell us where you're calling from.
Good morning, Javon and Jada Walker.
Good morning, Javon and Jada. We love you. Good morning. Good morning. We'll get started here in just a minute. This is Lola Barber, Liberated Lola Barber, and we are talking this morning about good men, how you find them, if they're really there, and whether or not we have to adjust our vision in order to really be able to peep them out and single them out. We're going to get started here in just a moment. If you haven't already done so, please announce yourself and tell us where you're calling from.
Haywood Barber, Nightdale, North Carolina.
Good morning. Welcome to the call, Haywood Barber. Hope you slept well last night, brother. You sound you up real early this morning, so welcome to the call. Welcome to the call. We're going to get started here in just a minute. We're going to go a little bit longer this morning, so give some additional folks the time to get on the line. If you know anybody who falls into this category who's looking for love, please tell them to jump on the call. As you jump on the call, please announce yourself and tell us where you're calling from.
Morning, it's Monica, Oxon Hill. How are you?
Hey, Monica. Good morning, superstar. Welcome to the call. Welcome to the call. We're going to get started here in just a minute, you guys. This is, again, Liberated Lola Barber, and this is my Power 15 call that I do each and every morning, Monday through Friday, to empower, to inspire, and to make sure that folks get what they need to have a great day. If you haven't already done so, please announce yourself and tell us where you're calling from. We're going to jump into this in a second. Let me tell you what this call is about, and it's definitely motivated from Four Colored Girls. You know, Four Colored Girls has been out there, and it's been kind of, creating a little bit of a stir. Been making the brothers happy, but been making the sisters happy. Some of them are making them feel like they're being related to, but it's been kind of getting on the brothers' nerves. So I wanted to definitely do a flip side call because I'm hearing a lot of men saying, man, Tyler Perry, you know that brother? They're kind of upset with Tyler. So I just wanted to make sure that we gave both sides of the spectrum. If you haven't already done so and you'd like to, please announce yourself and tell us where you're calling from. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to mute out the line and get started. As I move along, if you'd like to say something, just press star 6. Excuse me, I'm getting used to this new little chill in the air in the morning. Me and my baby took a walk in the chill last night, and it felt good, but it's a new sensation for sure after being in this hot North Carolina heat. Again, this is Liberated Lola Barber, and I just wanted to, like I said, kick off this conversation to be on the flip side. I started writing a book probably, I don't know, it was before I met my husband, Haywood Barber, probably about, I guess, 6 or 7 years ago, and it was called How Not to Be Married by Your 36th Birthday. And that book really was supposed to be, it was kind of like a gripe session in the beginning because I guess I was a little bit frustrated. But then, as time went on, it got to be less of a gripe session, and it got to be more about me kind of excavating what was really going on and why I was still single at the age of 36. And actually, I think I started to write it right after my 35th birthday. I was at work, and one of my coworkers and a great friend of mine, Pastor Emmanuel Smith, said to me, he called me Lola B, which is funny because that's now my last initial B, but he said, Lola B, why is it that you just cannot seem to be get into something and stay in it? And I said, what you talking about? He said, didn't you just have your 35th birthday? And I said, yeah. He said, well, my God, woman, when you going to finally be able to be married? And I said, what you mean be able to? And he said, when you going to be marriable? And I was like, to be honest with y'all, I never even thought about getting married. I wasn't one of the girls who got pictures of the dress and dreamed about the man on the white horse. It never dawned on me. I never thought about it. I never put any energy into thinking about it, which just goes to show that you definitely got to have a vision board for everything that you want, because that was not within the spectrum or scope of my vision. I did not want to do it, and I came from a household where my parents had been happily married, and I saw a great marriage. I saw great marriages from both of my grandparents. Both my parents had great, solid marriages. And I don't know what my issue was with regard to marriage from small, but maybe it was just the relationships I had gone through. Anyway, as I started to excavate what myself was going through, I realized that I had a lot of things in my head that I thought were real and that weren't really real. I had a lot of images. I had a lot of anticipation. I had a lot of expectations of other people of men rather, that I probably really shouldn't have had. And as I listen to women talk, as I listen to my sisters talk, I realize that most of us do have that. And in the same way that it can keep you unmarried without, because I was never the angry sister sitting around in the corner talking about brothers and dogs. I didn't see the point in that. That was never my deal. I never believed that, and I never will believe that all men are dogs. So I never did that. But there was obviously something that was keeping me covered up. And so as we look at Four Colored Girls and we see how those stories go and how people are feeling about the men and how the men are feeling about them and how they're acting out in this movie, I want everybody to know that I am in no way insinuating that those stories are not real. I know that they're real because I know people that those things have happened to, all of them as a matter of fact. And so I know that they are real, but I still believe, because I'm a person who believes in you creating your own reality, I still believe that as women, our attitudes, especially if you're not a black woman on the phone, then don't feel excluded, but that's what I am, so that's what I have to speak to. As black women, as African-American women, I believe that we carry around a certain level of attitude that seems to keep brothers away from us. An attitude of, first of all, if you believe somebody ain't worth 2 cents, they know it, whether you say it out of their mouth or not, out of your mouth or not. So if you grinning and you smiling at them and you looking good, you all lipsticked up and curled up and all that stuff, that's real cute. But what the vapor that's coming off of you, because that's what your essence says, is, brother, you ain't really about nothing. And if we are saying that with our spirits, then they're not getting anything but that. And so I believe that, and I'm going to open up the line because I hear you guys coming on. I know there's definitely people who wanted to share. What I believe is that you get what you expect. What I believe is that if you don't remove that space, and that's what I posted on Facebook, and it's funny, I post little hee-hee-ha-ha things, and people got so much to say about it. I posted that statement yesterday, and I mean, y'all ran from, not y'all, excuse me, not the people that's on the phone, but people ran from it like the plague. And I realized that it's because it's an uncomfortable space. See, people get empowered sometime when you say, girl, you can do anything you want. Ooh, you so powerful, girl. Ooh, but when people say, you by yourself because of you, that's a whole nother issue. We got to be able to put it on other people, which is why For Colored Girls, in my opinion, is such a big hurrah. If we don't take responsibility for the fact that we're in these kind of relationships, we're never going to get out of them. In my book, How Not to Be Married by Your 36th Birthday, it allowed me to finally meet Haywood Barber because it made me take responsibility for the things that I thought, the way that I was behaving, and what I expected. And so I really believe that there is a way, and if you want to put on there the secret to finding the man of your dreams, or is he really out there? Well, the secret is real easy. Really, it ain't no secret. It's about changing you. It's about starting with yourself. It's about really checking where you're coming from, how you're thinking, and what you're believing about yourself and your life. And once you look at that, you can make some adjustments. But let me tell you, ladies, until you make some adjustments, ain't nothing happening. You're going to keep getting Mr. Knucklehead, okay? And he may be oh so fine, but he's going to be, that's why we say to ourselves, Dad, why keep meeting the same dude over and over again? That's why, because you haven't adjusted your relationship barometer. And until you do that, you're going to keep getting Mr. Knucklehead and Mr. Oh so stupid, because that's what you're drawing to yourself. And so now anybody, and I'm not being scared this morning, Liberated Lola Barber is definitely liberating her fear factor this morning by saying anybody who wants to unmute the line, press *6 right now, and you can go ahead and share what your thoughts are about this topic. If you agree, that's cool. If you don't agree, that's great too, because it makes a great conversation. We're going to be on here this morning until right before 8 o'clock. My husband and I are running to take care of our parents, but we would love for you to jump on and share. Anybody wants to share, please press *6 now. Listen to that silence. Nobody's got anything to say? Y'all got to be messing with me. I can hear you because I'm in the house, but I can't hear you on the phone. Press *6. No, I can't. Is your phone muted? My husband is real special, y'all.
Oh, I'm BlackBerry challenged, technically challenged,
No, go ahead. I can hear you now, honey. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just wanted to chime in from the Scooby-Doo, going to bed with Scooby-Doo, waking up with Shaggy. I mean, and I do agree, and I know that there's some serious points about what's going on with the Tyler Perry show and this whole opinion of black men, and then the stereotype being perpetuated and all that kind of good stuff. And we know, and and I think that the sisters and brothers out there know that they're good men. And what this call is to do is not really to make a defined discussion. Oh, it can go that way, but I didn't think that the whole discussion was going to go whether Tyler Perry's right or wrong. I really wanted to get off the point with what do we know? Who do we know? Because I know before, and I don't know if I was always a good brother because I did things the way I wanted to do things, but I know that I wanted to be the right person for the lady that I fell in love with, which is you. So I mean that's what I know, is that when I know I was able to recognize that I had a great woman that wanted to be a great mate, that I needed to step up and be a great mate. So then for that, I know that there are good men, they're good black men, they're good black uncles, good black stepfathers. I know that they're out there because that's what I got my know-how from. So I knew how to do that from them. So what I really was hoping on the call was that I would get other brothers to step up and say, absolutely, I've done it, this is what I'm doing. Other sisters saying, I know that they're out there because I know one, I have one. But you're absolutely right. We draw what we expect. So that's just like one of the books that you and I are writing, The Power of Great Expectations. If you don't expect and you believe the media and you believe the hype, just like with our real estate investment training, we tell our students, if you believe that it's a bad market, that's all you're going to ever be able to invest in. And you're not going to get the big returns like our other students that get these big deals. We got students right now, some of them make $40,000 a month, some of them make $4,000 a month. It's your power of expectation. So that's all I wanted to say about that.
Hey, Lola, this is Javon. I have something to add.
Go ahead, Javon, please. Please, go ahead, sis.
Okay. I agree with you because, sometimes, I used to look and say, man, that's a sharp lady, or she's very pretty, or what have you. I just understand why she's single. It's like, man, she's from the outside and just maybe on the surface, of course, women talking to other women, we don't know them from the aspect of being in a relationship because, it's a totally different relationship and things that go on between a man and a woman, and then a girl and a woman and another woman. But I would always wonder, why would they be single or what have you? And then sometimes I might, I remember some times where I may talk to a guy and say, man, Sister So-and-so is sharp, and, they'll look like, yeah, she's sharp, but she crazy, So it's like, I realize that, too, that it's sometimes, a lot of times, it does have to do with the woman. The woman has some, isms and schisms, even though on the surface, they got it going on, job, this, that, and the other, but internally and emotionally, there are some things that, that they need to work through or work out in their own internal, with internal conflicts within themselves. And so I just think that that is a powerful statement that a lot of times, from your past and, your upbringing and just the way you think today, on a general spectrum, that does impact the type of relationship or the ability for you to build a relationship, with, because I believe that, I do believe that in some ways that you as a woman, you can not really change a man, but I think you can really, I think you can in many ways change a man to be the type of man that you need them to be to you. But of course, it starts with you being that type of woman that they are attracted to and that they find worthwhile to do some changing. And I think it goes both ways. I think that a man can also, if he's the type of man that a woman finds to be very have that potential of longevity, that woman will adjust her ways to please him or to satisfy him because it's worth it. So I think I kind of said three different points all in one, but I do agree with you that it does start with the woman first, their values and the way they think and their little idiosyncrasy, all that kind of stuff that will determine the outcome and the success of them building a successful relationship. Okay? Back to you.
Thanks, Javon. I love that. That's awesome because Javon is, I have a lot of respect for her, and she knows people well. And we've not had this conversation before. And she's a young woman. I'm not going to tell her age, but she's a young woman. And so I'm just real happy to hear that you're already thinking like that because that means you definitely can, will, and have drawn to yourself the things that you need. I heard somebody else trying to speak. Who else was that trying to speak something on the phone?
Hey, Lola, this is Shameen. That was Shameen. How are you?
Hey, Shameen. Good morning, sis.
Good morning. I just have 2 points to make. I have been happily married for 16 years, but like you said, why it works is I had to work on my attitude because we as black women, we have this, I can do it by myself. I'm strong. I'm the strong black woman, but I had to change that mentality. And my mother told me that. She said, baby, you're going to have to learn how to work at that. She said, it can't always be your way. You have to learn how to, you can be a leader, but you have to learn how to follow as well when you're in a relationship, not compromising, but you have to stop tearing that man down and allow a man to be a man. And that's how it works for us because I allow my husband to be who he is, the man that I decided to marry. And this is why it works for us because I allow him to be who he is and I remove that tough exterior that I had, that so-called tough attitude of the black woman. And on the second point that I want to make, I have friends who are single because they're walking around with that, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I make 6 figures. I can do all this, but you're lonely because you're walking around with that tough black girl attitude, not giving who you really are, and no man is going to want that. They're going to shy away from that because they said that man is going to take off of what they're going to feed off of what you're giving off. Oh, she don't need me. She can do this by herself. So they're not going to bother with them.
That's right. That's right.
And then they worry. They say, oh, you're lucky, cherish what you have. I worked at this. No, it was not a walk in the park, but when I realized what I had, I said, you know what? Let me snap out of this and let a man be a man and be the woman that I know I am. Just take that attitude out. Once you take that out of the equation, you're all right. You'll be all right. But too many women walk around with that attitude like, I can do this by myself. I don't need a man, when everyone wants and needs companionship. And they can front if they want to, but everyone wants and needs that.
That's right. That's right. Hey, sis, that's so right. And we as men, we can read that in probably 30 seconds or less. I told my wife this the other day that when I was single, I can read where the relationship is going usually in 3, if it's a date, I can read it most likely that date or the next date, where it's going, what category this relationship is going to be in. Is it going to be just a bam, bam? Is it going to be, let's ride this thing out 3, 4 months to see what it can really develop into? If this is probably about 3 or 4 dates, a couple of dinners, and whatever it's going to turn into that evening. A man is reading what he and the bottom line is what, back to what Javon said, is it doesn't matter how sexy, pretty, bomb,
exactly.
None of that matters. We are looking for our, and I hate to say it this way because this might come out a little bit crude, we're looking for our soldier. We're looking for our soulmate. We're looking for our cruiser.
Exactly.
We're not looking for all that nonsense.
Mhm.
So y'all got it rolling. I mean, and that this is the kind of dialogue that I was praying for today, because this is healing dialogue, and I appreciate you, honey, being so honest. And I just want to say, I definitely am still working, Shameen and Javon, on being that person. Thank God I was able to crack the window enough for able to see some of the light. But I'm definitely still working on that. I'll be even more transparent to say most of the arguments we get into are because I allow that exterior, that tough, protective exterior, to pop up and hit him in the head. So that's usually what it's about. Somebody else is getting ready to say something. Go ahead.
No, that was just me. Again, another thing I wanted to piggyback off. And, single, if anybody's single on the line, or a lot of my single friends, stop trying to take advice from broke. I mean, not financially broke. I mean, mentally and emotionally broke, drained women. You want to be a married sister, you need to start seeing what that married sister is doing. The saying goes, you don't want to be around people who you don't want to trade places with. So you constantly hanging with these broke single women. And how do you think you're going to be a married woman? Because you don't know what it entails to be a married woman. But you're steady taking advice from these broke single women who stay single. That's not going to work.
Hi, this is Cousin Kim. I'm just getting in on the call. I'm sorry I'm late. Hi, Lola. Hi, Wood.
Good morning. Who is that on the call?
This is Cousin Kim up in New York.
All right, Cousin Kim, what you got to share with us this morning about being a strong woman and having a great marriage and being able to support your man, and how you get there?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. When I was dating my husband, we broke up for a minute because I found that if I'm going to do certain things for myself, and I'm going to treat myself a certain way, and if you're not going to treat me as well or better than I'm going to treat myself, then you need to keep it moving. Okay? And that's what a lot of women fail to realize. They bend over backwards. They'll put men before their children. They'll do things that they wouldn't normally do. They'll let men get away with a lot of things. You have to have a standard. Not saying that you got to put anybody up on a pedestal, but just saying if you're not going to treat me as well as I'm going to treat myself, and we can't build together, what do I need with you? Hello? I cannot hear.
Hello? Hey, I said that's a great point. And what it serves to prove is the reason why we're drawing these men to ourselves, like we see in The Color Purple, not in The Color Purple, in The Color Purple too, but for colored girls, is the fact that we're not making them give us more. See, you teach people how to treat you. You always teaching people how to treat you. And unless you teach somebody by how you treat yourself, okay, how you want to be treated, they're not going to give you what you're looking for. So if you're walking around saying, I want somebody to take care of me, I want somebody to respect me, but you're walking around disrespecting yourself, you're not going to get that. And so that's exactly, Kim, thank you for saying that, because that is definitely the flip side to it. We want to be marryable, or we want to be able to allow people into our space for us to be in a healthy relationship. And in order for to do that, again, we got to make a determination and really figure out what we're looking for and not compromise on that, not settle when it comes to that, so that we can get that thing. We don't want to be standing looking like a deer in headlights trying to figure out why we married to somebody who throws us up against the wall 5 times a day, or who is got 5 other women besides us, or who don't think he's supposed to work. He was all of those things before you got with him. And so if you don't want to marry that, you got to change it. Go ahead.
And Lola, my husband and I have been together for 17 years, and he's still my buddy. He makes me sick, but they all do. But I love him. He's my backbone, and you know Dwayne.
Yes.
So, it's like I tell my girlfriend, and if a person does something to you that you would never, ever dream of doing to them, let them go. Let them go. Let them go. I see it so often, and I'm just so, and you have a point also, Lola. You got girlfriends, I hate to say it, if they're not married or in a serious relationship, you can't be friends. You can't. You can't, because you get that jealousy. They're jealous of your relationship.
Oh, yeah.
They're jealous of your relationship. They're jealous because you have a family. They're jealous because you're happy. And if any little thing goes wrong and you mention it to them, they throwing something in the mix. You can't do it. Can't do it. I'm going to let y'all go. Yeah, I'm going to let y'all go now because I'm driving. I just wanted to get my point in on this call. This is beautiful, Lola. I love you for what you're doing, but I'm getting ready to get a ticket. I'll see you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Kim. Love you. Love you.
Okay, love you guys too. Bye.
It's so funny she says that, Lola. I have a friend, supposedly best friend since high school. We went to Lockland together, and she's just like, she can't believe that nobody doesn't have drama in their relationship. Because why? Because her life is fulfilled with drama. And she know me better than anybody, and she don't believe that I live a drama-free life. But guess what? So then you really don't know me, and you really not my best friend. How do you not know that? But when you're so consumed with drama, you think everybody has drama.
That's right. That's a fact. I could found another similarity between me and you, Derek. We both went to the same daggone high school, too.
Yes.
We taking it all the way. But
Okay.
no, that's somebody else trying to speak on the line?
I was just trying to say, and I think Sister said her name is Celine.
Shameen.
Uh-huh.
Say it again? Celine, hey, sis, you are right. We can, and I know, and I'll say this right now, and I'll be very clear on that I know that women are definitely sharper. They got more clairvoyance. They can see a lot better than us. But one thing that we can see, we can see real quick what the overall attitude is.
Oh, yeah.
Very quick. So you're right. If you got that attitude, oh, man, I got my own money. I got my own car. I got my own thing. I don't care. I don't need no guidance. Because really what we just did is for a little bit of guidance. But then if we see that quick, then we go with, well, this ain't really what she don't really want that. She just want somebody to come in and just be rushed, boom, 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 bang, 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 and not even because she's all consumed in her own self.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell y'all what, this has been an absolutely spirited conversation,
Yes,
and I definitely am grateful that we picked this topic this morning. Actually, Haywood helped me pick this topic this morning because it's something that is important. We're going to revisit it again. And the reason why I say that is because I hear the dings coming in, and what that tells me. What it also tells me, he and I posted some things on Facebook yesterday. And let me just say this. For those of you on the phone who are our Facebook family, we absolutely, 100% live the things that we post on Facebook. We're not posting them to be funny. We're not posting them to impress nobody. If you notice, a lot of times we're posting the same thing at the same time. That's because we are of one mind. And not that we have perfect, because we don't have perfect, but we're working on being both of us individually the best people that we possibly can, so that we can come together and share information and share with everybody in the way that we really, really need to in order for us to have success in relationships. And, like I said before, I'm not excluding anybody. I want everybody to be in this conversation, but I got to address and take care of who I am, and who I am is a black woman, and who we are is a black professional couple in the world, and we need to make sure that we take care of that community. And so I'm going to say right now that a lot of times when we have this call, it may sound like it has a single-minded focus with regard to race, and I guess all I can be is what I am. And so we always want to address that. We always want to support it. Everybody is welcome, and I believe that the things that we said today hold true in every single race that exists, as far as how to draw the right man you want and how to be the woman that you need to be in order to draw that man. Those things are universal. Those things are human. I love my husband because he's always giving me these, he's always making sure I understand how men think. And a lot of guys won't do that for you, even if they are your spouse, because they thinking maybe one day you might figure it out if they do something they ain't got no business doing. Well, he don't care. So he is continuously helping me piece men's cards or his cards to how they think and what women should be looking for. And I'm really grateful because what it's being able to help us do, we do couples counseling in business and just for life. And so what it's helping us do is be able to help a lot of people, because now I understand how they think. He understands how we think. And together, we're going to keep doing stuff like this to make it come out. Bottom line, ladies, be more of what you want to see in your life. If you're walking around talking about, I don't want no broke brother, like Shameen just said, broke is so many. Shameen, you're going to make me build a whole workshop around the word broke. Broke is so many things. Broke is not about finances. Broke really is about your spirit. It's about your spirit. And so be empowered in who you are. Figure out what you want in a relationship and then expect that thing to happen by being that thing even before it comes to you. Thank you guys for being on the call. This has been Liberated Lola Barber and Handsome Haywood Barber, the original money coach, and we'll probably do this call again. If I can get a brother to get up this early again, we'll probably do this something similar again. Thank you, Shameen. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Javon. Thank you, everybody. I will post this call on Facebook today, so if your friends haven't heard it and you need to tell a girlfriend something that you don't want to tell her face-to-face, put her on this call. You guys have a fantastic day. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.